Yes, people, cop the new grey polo shirt. It looks really nice. Though, no, I'm not happy about giving these men my money at the moment.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
What's happening, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. Still feeling a bit poorly. I'm still a little bit under the weather, so until I get fully recovered, back at full strength, I'll be at the desk because standing and editing, it just takes more energy. I want to keep making content in the meantime, so I'll just sit here at the desk. The hair could probably do with a little bit more of arranging, but we move. This does look really nice, doesn't it? Like, move back a bit. It's a nice polo. Like, this is the thing with Chelsea. They keep tempting me in to buy merch and then repulsing me with the football they provide on the pitch. But today, I know we don't play till Monday evening, but despite that, I did want to do a match preview, or at least talk about players that are available. There is a leaked kit. The away kit from Footy Headlines, we'll look at that a little bit. The injury record, speak a little bit about Pochettino utilising the youth as well, because he did speak about that, and of course we won the PL Cup yesterday, the Under-17, so congratulations to them, beating Wolves 3-1. In the meantime, thanks for joining me. If you want to support the content, easy, like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell if you subscribe. Thank you as always for supporting Football Therapy, you there, my dear sweet friend. So yeah, shout out, Chelsea's under-17s for winning the Premier League Cup 3-1 against Wolves at Molineux. Great scenes. There's a report on Chelsea's website. It's nice to see that we've still got a really good academy that do actually perform well, and the future is bright despite selling off all our current academy assets, because that's what we do. Pochettino, of course, was questioned in his pre-match press conference today. Asked about a whole host of things. A lot of the stuff he said was similar, like, we've got to think for the future, we've got to be positive. You know, he's defending himself a lot of neutral stuff as well. A lot of it's boring, really. For this guy who's meant to be charismatic and, authoritative, obviously he's on the ropes, so maybe the character's waning a little bit. But he did reference that Pochettino has said that it might be time to play some academy players because we are so screwed with injuries. The frustrating thing, really, because this was available to him all season. I guess he's got some pressure to play high-profile, expensive assets rather than just randomly bringing in academy players. So it is tough. I get that, but it might not hurt to utilize some young, fit players that aren't injured, that maybe are just used to winning football matches, and we'll find out with the ones that aren't, overawed by being in the Chelsea first team. As it stands with the UEFA coefficient, we need 7th to get into the Europa League conference. So it's 5th and 6th for Europa, 7th for conference. It was 8. Basically, they were all bumped down 1. But I think because of the results yesterday, that altered the coefficient. Of course, the amazing result at Anfield from Atalanta. They've not lost at home for 14 months, and they got touched up 3-0 by 6th place Atalanta from Serie A. I did react to that, actually, on my second channel. I simply had to. So do check out Football Yannick if you want my reaction to that, which was a lot of fun. But in the meantime, we are going to talk about this game in just a moment. I'm going to show you injuries and then a lineup. But I also want to show you this leaked kit, ding, from Footy Headlines. I'll move over here so you can see me talk about it. So this is the away kit. I don't know, man. With these kit creators, or even when you see them on the mannequins, they always look worse than they end up looking in real life. As you can see, this is from Footy Headlines. It's recreated by a designer there with FIFA kit creator. It's those colours, the orange badge again. Remember, this is the away kit, so it's not going to be... although there was a tint on... There's a gold tint on the home badge this season. But yeah, that's the away kit. As you can see, if you look closely, I'll make the image a little bit bigger here, so... It's got a pattern over the chest and lower abdomen, these circular engraving things. Whether that's completely accurate, I don't know. Of course, we still have the Bing sponsor on the sleeve, which you can see just about on the right hand side there. But no main shirt sponsor as of yet. I like the collar. I like the blue trim on the sleeves. I'm not sure about the orange. I know Chelsea historically always return to orange every now and again. And it's kind of like the white gold or light gold. colour. So might be nice. Might look good on the players. Ultimately, if we play good football and win football matches in this kit, people will learn to like the kit more. That's essentially what happens, isn't it? So it looks alright. It looks alright. I think it's fine. Obviously, a sponsor would do a lot to it one way or another. It might make it look way better. It might make it look way worse. Let me know what you think. Comment down below on the leaked kit. Let's get rid of that for the moment. And let's move on. So we have a whole host of injuries, as is the norm this season. The custom, heck, the style of Chelsea Football Club this season. So let's have a look at these injuries, shall we? I've put them on the screen for you here. Ones that we would just expect are never going to return to the pitch again. Leslie Ugochukwu, Christopher Nkunku, Romeo Lavia, Reece James, although Reece James is kind of supposed to be back. Is it later this month or the beginning of May? Like, there was this weird, like, sort of speculative rumour that Reece James was going to be back like abnormally quickly, but that does not coincide with the curse of Chelsea Football Club's fitness this season. So we'll have to see. I mean, it's very cryptic. We get this every week, but it doesn't tell you much. Even Poch doesn't know. Poch was asked about Nkunku, and he's like, I don't know. Like, and this was weeks ago. Someone said, so what's actually wrong with Nkunku? When is he coming back? He was like, don't know, mate. Which is funny. I mean, it's tragic, saddening, but you've got to laugh because otherwise you will cry. Wesley Fofana, similarly, I don't know, maybe you'd see him before the end of the season. Levi Colwell's an interesting one, I do think, because he was injured in the Brentford game a few weeks back. I don't know how serious it is. Again, they just tell you they might as well these like really frustrating, triggering and jarring phrases, especially of course the continuing to undergo his rehabilitation program. It would be great if there was like, I don't know, like a meter almost, but then it would be subjective, wouldn't there? Wouldn't it? Rather, like, you know, he's 65% chance going to come back, but yeah, I understand why they don't do that. But for us Chelsea fans, it's super, super frustrating and jarring. So a lot of people out with illness, or had been recently, of course, like Chilean people, but Rob Sanchez and Raheem Sterling. Doesn't really matter about Rob Sanchez being out because he's number 2 as things stand, though due to Petrovic deciding to throw a few in recently, who knows, maybe even that will come into question again. It's possible. Raheem Sterling, I do think he'll be utilised more, Sterling. I know he's not a fan favourite at the moment, but he's a senior winger who technically can play football on the left-hand side. You know, when you've got your Nonnies and your Coles on the right, your Sorted on the right, Mudryk can be good on the left, often better in the middle. Eventually, you're going to have to play Raheem Sterling. It's just the way it goes. Interestingly, of course, Enzo Fernandez and Disasi are undergoing medical assessments. Of course, they've both been really key players of late, playing loads. Maybe this is just a cautionary thing? I don't know. I kind of certainly expect Enzo to play because he just always plays. And then Ben Chilwell is in partial team training, which, if he's been in partial team training when that report went up, which is probably reflective of yesterday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, again, the whole of Monday before the evening game, I kind of think he'll be ready. That's just me being presumptuous. Of course, we're coming up against Sean Dyche's Everton, who had another 2 points deduction. So all in all, what was their original 10 brought down to 6 or something, or I think so. And then they've obviously got 2 more. They're appealing that. I don't know if that 2 will go down to 1, even if that's possible. Either way, even with all their definitive points deductions this season, like they couldn't get any more this season. It couldn't get worse. It might get like 1 point better, but it can't get any worse. They are out of the relegation zone. They're probably safe. Although they have not been great. I know Calvert-Lewin scored a couple of goals recently. But the problem is, guys, Chelsea have conceded two or more goals in the last 7 games. We are also unbeaten in like a lot of games. Is it 7 or 11? I mean, 7 and 11 are very different numbers, but I'm so disinterested in that unbeaten run because I think it doesn't reflect on actually how good we are. But we haven't been defeated for a long time, in 90 minutes, that is. So, a bit before the cup final against, the cup final's technically a draw in 90 minutes. But Everton will play robust style. They're coming away to Stamford Bridge. They've got a terrible record at Stamford Bridge. They'll look to play robust football, hit us on the counter. But, if Sheffield and Burnley can score 2 goals against Chelsea, surely Everton will fancy their luck. So this is how I've set us up. Let's have a look. Here we go. 4-2-3-1. Let's move this over a little bit here so I can see everything. So Petrovic will, of course, be in goal. Gusto should return to right back. Absolutely, that's really, really important. And I actually think Chilwell might start. I think we'll have a lot of the ball. We're at Stamford Bridge. Cucurella is fine. He's a good servant. He's not a bad player. But I feel like there's just... Look, I think Chilwell or Cucurella will start. There's me sticking my neck out there, but I think the other one will come on. So I think Chilwell might start. We might score a few goals, hopefully, or 1 or 2 goals. I know Everton are robust, but we are good for the 1 or 2 goals usually. And then maybe we bring on a Cucurella. Now, for defence, we are pretty sure Disasi may well be available, and if that's the case, I see Silva going there, Disasi going here. But in the meantime, I see the left-footed Badiashile playing left centre-back, and I see, of course, the right-footed Thiago Silva, who's often played on the left, but I see him playing here. I am worried for both of these players, Thiago Silva and Badiashile respectively, for different reasons. I'm worried for all our defence all the time. That's just the nature of being a Chelsea fan at the moment, but here we go. That's what I feel like we'll play at the moment. Of course, we'll see the midfield free, provided Fernandes passes the fitness test. Failing that, we will probably see Caicedo and Gallagher in the double pivot, which will make everyone sad and sick. But hopefully, should that be the case, we see something like this. I really would like to see Carney Chukwuemeka, and if we are playing against an Everton deep block, we know he's very good at playing in congested, deep between the lines, combining with players, receiving the ball, turning. He's big and strong, but he's also good for scoring cheeky goals between legs, which is really good. Cole Palmer, should be the Chelsea manager at this point. He'll start on the right wing. Nico Jackson, he's definitely due a goal, but he's doing good stuff. He's working hard. He's working the channels. And even when he's not scored and assisted recently, he's still representing this player that the opposition defenders have to think about. He'll have a tough day against the Everton centre-backs, because that's what's going to happen. But, obviously it's going to be Jackson that starts up there. We might actually see some academy players on the bench after Pochettino's words, but chance will be a fine thing. Of course, the left wing is one of the most talked about. Will we see Mudryk? Sterling, if Sterling recovers from his illness. Can't find him. Where is he? Sterling. There he is. The £325,000 a week man. Try and earn a little bit of his keep. And if we're playing against a low block, he will be probably slightly better to dribble and combine than Mudryk at the moment. Even if Mudryk's playing on the left, or if Mudryk's playing down the middle, he still thrives with space to run into. And boy howdy, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be no space. So what we'll probably see for most of the time is something like this. Is a shape like this. Gusto pressing up. Caicedo probably sitting as a lone pivot. And Gallagher going there. And we'll probably see something like this in possession, maybe even higher than that, so on the halfway line. Badiashile will be like the recovery man. Silva will be the sort of ball-playing man trying to recycle, but he'll need Badiashile's legs to cover if the ball goes over the top. Chilwell also and Gusto will be able to track back, but that we'll just need to create overloads. Chilwell's really good at receiving the ball here. He's not as good as different left backs we've had. He's more like Marcus Alonso in that he likes doing this, inverting into the 18-yard box, Chilwell, and that's where he does his best work, score goals. And when he's in confidence and in form, which I of course accept hasn't been lately, he's a good defender as well on the left flank and indeed coming inside. So that's what we'll see. Cole Palmer will have license to float in. We know Cole Palmer and Carney Chukwuemeka can combine well. That interview recently of Chukwuemeka saying that Palmer's got a really high footballing IQ. I'd argue Carney Chukwuemeka does as well. They're both really smart. They know when to flick on and combine and do stuff like that. And Jackson's actually underrated for that as well. So these three here, I think, would be really, really important in breaking down a stubborn Everton defence. And then, yeah, with substitutes, like I say, Cucurella for Chilwell, Mudryk for Sterling. If Chukwuemeka doesn't start and Enzo does, I think Chukwuemeka will come on. Possibly Noni for Palmer. I really don't think Noni can play anywhere else other than the right wing. So that's what I think we'll see in terms of personnel. All right, then. It's going to be tough, baby. It's going to be real tough, isn't it? Everton at Stamford Bridge. I saw Paul Merson say we're going to win 2-0, so we're definitely not keeping a clean sheet now. Look, we haven't kept a clean sheet for 7 games. If we concede 1 goal, if you told me, all right, Jan, you're going to concede to Everton, I'll rip your hand off now and say, if it's 1 goal, I'll run to the bank. I'm going to take that and deposit it in the bank and just back us to score 2 or more goals. So I think we'll concede. Because we just do. Like, anyone can score against us. I'm not joking. And, it's not just Silva or Badiashile or whoever you want to... Or, even Georgi Petrovic deciding now to just throw him in or, open up his near post. You know what I mean? It's... It's just the team. The team holistically, together, the team pressing, defending, the shape, the discipline off the ball. We're just not good at the moment and therefore give up a goal. So I'm going to try and say something positive and that we win 3-1. A good win for Chelsea at home against an Everton side. Maybe we'll climb up the table. I don't know what we need for that to happen, but just say a good, strong win against a galvanised Everton side that have just got another points deduction. But, we're at the point now where I don't friggin' know, bro. Anything can happen. Anything can happen and it wouldn't shock you. The only thing that would probably shock me, because Everton are a good defensive side, is if we won 6-0. If we won 4-0, I wouldn't be surprised, because I'd be like, Chelsea are mental, I don't know. But if we proper put them to the sword of a get up and recognise Sean Dyche team being ripped apart, that's the only thing that would surprise me. Let me know what you think, though. Please do comment down below. As always, really value your opinions and conversation down in the comment section, so thank you for leaving that. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and I hope to see you back here very soon. Peace.